It's been about 2 or 3 days since the last section on this video, because I was trying to charge up this battery power Napa, you know, power battery. I don't know what it is, but anyway, I was trying to charge it up using this little device. See, now I have 2 chargers. This one's just a little trickle charger. It's 750 milliamp. It's got a little LED light on there that either flashes constant orange or constant red, or is it green? I don't know. Oh, it's green. It says on the side there. Now, this is a great little device if your car's outside in cold weather and you want to keep it topped up, but you don't use your charge all the time. You don't use your car all the time, but you want to keep your battery topped up so it doesn't freeze. As I said before, acid turns to water, then it'll freeze, then it'll buckle, then it's finished. Now, nice little thing. They're about $44. I don't get sponsored off these or anything like that. I don't get no money off them, or a freebie, but they are quite well made, because when you can string it out there, it comes with crocodile clips and a connector like this, and if you've got a motorcycle, it comes with the 2 little eyelets like this, and the same connector to plug into the machine. You can only get it one way around, one way or the other, and they're both fused. It's a good thing. You don't usually see that with a battery charger. So that means you could leave this particular device clipped up to your battery all the time, just hide it away and just have the little plug sticking out the end like that, and then just plug it in, and then when you're not using it, look at this. This is really clever. This is a sign of somebody thought about this. Cover up the end so they don't get dirty or wet. I like that. So the problem was, this has been on like 2 days and it still wasn't switching off. So what was the problem? Well, I think the battery's finished. So we're going to use, I'm going to show you my Schumacher charger. This is my big charger. Now, it's supposed to be a start charger. I found it's the worst start charger ever. It's a good little charger for a bench charger, but for a start charger, forget it. It keeps resetting itself. It'll only put so many amps in, like 100 amps, you know, for like 10 seconds. So by the time you've got back into the car and turned the key, the bloody thing's switched off. Let's plug it in. So we attach our leads first, and then plug it in to the bench. Oh, somehow, there we go. Now, it's a Schumacher, must be made by Michael Schumacher. That's why he's disappeared from public life to concentrate on his battery charging business. Now, we've got here, when we first switch it on, we've got 12.6 volts in this battery. I did charge it up with this charger, by the way, a little while ago, and I'd just been testing the load tester on it, so I'm cheating a little bit because this isn't live. I'm having to redo this bit, but anyway, that's by the by. So, digital display we're going to put onto battery. 85% it's connected. Now, this is the downside about this. It always defaults to 12 volt AGM. We want 12 volt standard. It gives you a chance of 12 volt gel cell and 6 volt standard. I haven't seen a 6 volt battery for years and years and years. I'm sure they do exist. Then we've got a choice of engine small, battery large, or engine start. So we're going to charge battery large, and we're going to leave it for a little while, and it'll come up and start buzzing. Oh, on cue. So that'll start to put some charge into this, and it'll do it quite fast. So what I'm going to do now is just pause this video and we'll come back. So, back again. You can see now that the Schumacher has charged this up to 100%. Or is it? Let's turn it off. First check. We're going to use the solar. We'll get right way around, then we'll use it, the solar. negative, positive. Now I've already got this set up. Right, to get some orientation right. See, it's showing 13.9, 13.10 volts. Did you see it flashing there? Because it's just directly off the charge. Lead acid, cold cranking amps have got to 675, we've just guessed that. Bad, 424 cold cranking amps. Ah, that's interesting, isn't it? So it's bad, but it's not bad, you know what I mean? So now, let's hook up the top down. There we go. There we go. There's wires and things everywhere with the old top down. But again, that is showing on the machine there itself, it's showing 13 volts. Hey, that's a good battery, right? Or is it? Well, let's see. Battery test. I've already set this up to 675. So let's go. Can you see all that? Now, what's it say? Oh, battery needs to be replaced. 675 cold cranking amps. State of charge 100%. Take note of that number. State of health 34%. And it's saying here it's got 395 cold cranking amps, which is not kicking the arse off the solar. Alright, so we know this is like not bad. Well, it is bad, but it's not in peak condition. So we'll take this off, and now we'll try the load tester. So we're looking for something in around about 400 amp. Alright, so we'll clip this on. As you can see again, let's get this right, orientate it that way. Now, you can see on the gauge here it's 1,800, 600, 400, 200. So it's showing, it should be up here on the 600 scale, but it isn't. The other two machines test at 400, so the needle when it comes across should hold at 400, alright? So let me zoom in just a little bit more. Whoops, that way. Let me see if we can focus in. Maybe, oh no, it can't focus, look. That's the best you're going to get. So, you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look where it is on 400. So all gauges are pointing to the same conclusion, that 675 cold cranking amp battery has only got 400 amps in it. Again, it's not the best, but it's not worth throwing out. Strange, isn't it? Well, if it was like the Lucas one, well, that's gone. You know. But I keep my batteries. I bring my batteries inside the workshop because I've got a heated floor, and that's kind of good. And I was told years and years ago, never put a battery on a concrete floor because it draws the charge out of it. And that probably means that a cold concrete floor, not a heated concrete floor, will transfer the heat from the battery to the floor. It'll drain it out and make the acid go weak and the water go funny. In the old days, I used to lay batteries, you know, put them on a piece of rubber if I was going to put them on concrete, but bring them in the house so it again gets some sort of ambient temperature, but not on concrete. Now, pay a bit of respect to any testing batteries, playing around with batteries. These little things here don't really cause any sparks or anything like this, but these things can because they're alive. Now, are they or aren't they? This Schumacher's got some special safety features in it, whereas if you disconnect the lead, it shuts off the charger, so even if you take them off, you touch them together and it won't short out. But again, that is a kind of an expensive machine. I've had so many Canadian Tire ones, like cheap battery chargers, well I'd say cheap, about $80, and they last about 2-3 seasons and that's it. What else? Oh yeah, when you're charging up batteries, do it in a really well ventilated space. Even though these are sealed, you know, to stop the acid getting topped up, they can put out hydrogen gas when they're charging, which is not nice. And I had a battery explode on me 40 years ago when I was welding a car. I had the battery disconnected because I was using a MIG welder, and I was welding some strut tops on a Mark II Escort, as you do nearly every week. It was a common job. But this car had just bulled straight in off the street, so I wanted to get it done. And again, I had it disconnected, started welding, and then all of a sudden, boom, the bloody thing blew up. That's the first time I've experienced that, and the last. I had to replace the customer's battery, wash his car down. Fortunately, the acid doesn't bother the paint too much, but it was an old car anyway, so it didn't really matter. It was on its last legs, but yeah, just be warned, if it wasn't for my welding mask, it would have been kind of nasty. But it is a bit of a surprise when they blow up. It's like an airbag. Anyway, that's that. I hope you've gleaned something from that. I hope you can pick some bones out of that about batteries, because we are in a cold climate here, and it really sorts the men from the boys with batteries. We get through quite a lot here because, again, if they're unattended or something like that, you know, or not used, they're going to go bad, aren't they?